I think many times people who have that question spend way too much time waiting for their noticer to appear. It's like they're standing on a street corner and showing the sign to people, need noticer, need help. And I think one of the reasons that Jones was attracted to me, because I try to think, how did that happen? How did that happen to me? And I think one of the reasons Jones was attracted to me is because I was in full out search mode. I was so confused, and I was at my wit's end, but I was still looking. I was asking questions, and most of them were internally, but I was asking questions, and that old thing that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I think that you can meet a noticer halfway. I think if you were to ask Jones this question, if you were to say, hey, how do I find somebody to mentor me? How do I find, Jones would probably say, there are many people who can be mentors, but you've got to become a person that catches their attention by doing things and living a life that is worthy of mentoring. Does that make sense? That only the people who are seeking wisdom tend to find that person who's excited about adding to that wisdom. Now, from your point of view, one of the things that you want to look for, and one of the things that they will definitely look for in you, is what Jones would call fruit on the tree. Frankly, I'm shocked at how many times I see people align themselves with somebody who has no fruit on the tree. You can look at a life and pretty quickly figure out if the fruit is there. Many people grab hold of somebody, or they start listening to somebody who they say they have fruit on the tree, and they might talk about the fruit on the tree, but when you really examine their lives, there's not a lot of fruit. I think that one of the best ways that we can determine what adults are about is to look at their children. I really believe that before you hire somebody, or before some organization puts somebody in a leadership role, I really believe you should gather that family together and have dinner with them, or have an evening at your house with them, or an evening at their house with them, because it's a friend of mine in Austin, Texas. We had lunch with him the other day. Mac and Julie Richard is a pastor and his wife. They're in Austin, and they had been around Austin and Adam the day before, our kids, and so Polly and I were having lunch with them, and they said, hey, the kids are great. And we said, oh, thank you. And then they kind of leaned in and said, you can fake anything, but you can't fake the kids. And I thought, boy, that's really right. I mean, as adults, we can put a good face on anything. We can make it all look like everything is great. But boy, those kids, you watch those kids and how they act, what they say, it has a lot of bearing on what's really going on in that home. In Proverbs, it says that even the character of a child can be known by how he acts. And so to watch that and see, we can find people, look at people, and I know your question is, how do I find a noticer? But I'm just saying that if you want your life to be incredibly productive, if you want to have a lot of fruit on the tree that you're growing right now with your family and your business and your life, then to align yourself with a stunted tree, or a tree that has outlived its usefulness and is no longer paying attention to producing fruit, it would be foolish. And so don't be foolish. Align yourself to someone who has the fruit on the tree, and make yourself valuable. You can be valuable as a student. You can be valuable as an ally. You can be valuable as a business person. Make yourself valuable. And I know that's kind of an open-ended thing, but truly, you can look at the other person's life and understand that life and understand that you want to be where they want to be, or that there's a part of their life that you want to learn about. And one word of caution, when you find this person, one of the worst ways to align yourself with that person is to say, will you mentor me? Will you take time out of your life to... I'm just telling you, because a lot of times those people are already very busy. And so understand what's going on in their lives and make yourself valuable to them so that your time around them, and they will see you as an asset to them as well. Because I promise you, if you have a great noticer, if you have a great mentor, I promise you that person is in full out learning mode. They are not stopping. They are not reducing what they're doing. They don't think they know everything. They will have as many questions for you as you have for them. And so find that person, but become that person along the way.